I need to tell you that I think I poisoned my husband on accident. But that's like a whole other thing. But now when I make dinner, Logan says to him, Teddy, what do we say to mama for making our dinner? He says, thank you, mama. Thank you, mama. It's like the sweetest thing ever. And I'm like, I'll make you dinner forever.
You're like,
all the way through college. I'm sending you with like meal prep. No. Yeah, I will quickly tell you that I cook almost all of our food. This goes back to being default parent. I'm home. I have a type A personality that has nowhere to go. And so I put that into right now, our home, our child, our meals. Full send. And I have really been dabbling with different types of meat. I don't know if have you heard of ancestral blends of meat?
I don't like anything that starts with the word ancestral.
Ancestral.
Oh, okay. Still, not. I was like,
ancestral.
Like, are you getting the animals? Like, that already kind of happens. Like, that is how farms work.
I promise you, I'm not taking them out back and like sending them over the rainbow bridge. But what I will tell you is an ancestral blend of meat is like they incorporate the organs into it. So like if you get a ground beef, you also are getting in it like ground liver, like beef liver, beef heart. And like you and I have been at many a like Jewish Seder.
Mm-hmm.
We've eaten liver, right? You've eaten liver, right?
I hate it.
It's I don't like it either. Like plain.
Why are you feeding it to your kid?
Okay. Well, first of all, okay, it's mixed in, so you don't like. You're not tasting like liver. It's just like a part of the ground meat, but it has a ton of like iron and minerals and yeah, exactly. Point being, I think my husband has an intolerance to.
This is why we don't do this. Like, there's a reason forever we've been like, do you know what? Like, let's not mainstream the liver and the intestines.
Yeah. Sam mainstreamed the liver this week for the second time. And I was trying to think, this happened to us a couple months ago where Logan came down with something overnight and I was like, it's the stomach bug. But then Teddy and I didn't get it. Same thing this week. He comes down, he describes it as feeling the exact same way of being like, he had a multivitamin on empty stomach. He's like, that's the only way I can describe it. It's like my stomach is churning. It just feels like, and I was like, that's the same thing you said last time. And then I'm thinking, what's the common denominator? What did I make both of those times? And I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure I made this like ancestral meat.
I can't hear you say that without hearing incest.
Let's just say we are no longer an ancestral meat household. It is. We're going to take a break because I don't think he can tolerate the heme iron. It's like a super bioavailable form of iron. You just, it's super densely packed in organ meat. Things that I went down a rabbit hole yesterday.
Like, organ meat is not like, there's some things that you have to gut check. And I think between like organ meat and raw milk, look, each his own.
Oh my God.
Not intended, but thank you. Oh, I have a new toy. Speaking of. Yes, we have a ring.
That's amazing. So anytime we make a dad joke, we can, I wish we could make this a drinking game. Anytime we make a dad joke, you can just hit the drums. I love it.
Yes. The little bit on
fantastic.
It's excellent.
Raw milk is a line I don't cross. Here's the thing about raw milk.
What's the tea on the leche?
Is one thing. I'm cooking it. Right? Like raw milk, the whole premise is it's not pasteurized. So you're not killing any of the bacteria. Organ meat, I'm not concerned about bacteria. It's just like
I've gone my whole life with people telling me we don't like bacteria.
Correct.
Like my whole life. Do you know what hand sanitizer kills bacteria? And now it's like, do you know what we need more of in our food? Bacteria.
You know what? The raw milk thing too is so interesting. I have a really close friend who like grew up milking a cow at home and they would drink the cow's milk, but it was like their cow. And so it's coming from quite literally their backyard. They're milking it, they're drinking it. And they're like, she's still a big raw milk stan. Not my thing, but I'm like, okay, in that setting, I understand it. In every other setting, I don't trust it. And that's a me thing.
I
But I'm
don't
like,
get
girl, do you?
it. Like, look, your tummy, your life. Like, I won't yuck your yum.
Well,
Like,
unfortunately for my husband, it is his tummy, my life, and I have drastically effed that up this week.
and now we have learned a valuable lesson that when you
Yes.
serve your husband ancestral meat, you're gonna have to take a toddler to Costco and buy a giant thing of Cheez-Its.
That, you know what's so fun? The irony too is that I made him this like health food ancestral meat, and then I took my child to Costco and paid $3.99 to have a dog, a diet soda, and a piece of pizza. Basically, point being, I am a failed trad wife this week, and
Was that the goal
that,
going into this week?
that was yes, and that's the transition point. That's the transition because we have a lot of trad to talk about today.
Explain this to me.
Yeah, the trad thing is so interesting. Trad wife, for anyone who's like, what the actual hell does that mean? It's just essentially a glamorization of the return to traditional domestic roles for women. So a lot of trad wife content you've seen online, it's like women who are looking really prim and put together, and their kids are so, and no one's on screens and everyone's pulled together, and she's making the sourdough. And first of all, I picked up making sourdough postpartum. It's been one of my favorite things. I love it.
Sourdough's great. Like,
Fair.
you and Taylor Swift, like, go off on the sourdough.
Love it.
But the traditional, like,
Mhm.
how traditional are, I don't know. Like, anytime someone's like, this is what our Neanderthal ancestors did. I'm like, is it really? Because, like, I think we had grains. Like, stuff like,
Yeah. I think the trad wife thing, first of all, let's be clear. The trad wife as a content pillar is becoming a thing because women are making money owning their own businesses, working from home, putting out trad wife content. So like the whole thing is kind of ironic because theoretically you're talking about how important it is to be at home. And let me first say, I'm not knocking it. I am home. I am fully home. I'm just saying that it's just interesting to see this take off because the whole premise of it is that you're home and you're fully devoted to like being involved with your children and maybe not serving your husband or your partner, but like you are the primary cook, the primary, like you're doing all the domestic things that a traditional 1950s housewife would do.
in like the
And then you're
commercials, like very
profiting.
men advertising. Yeah, and then
Correct.
you're starting a
And then
business
you're
with like
profiting.
4 or 5 employees that make it seem like you're this super mom, and then all the Sams of the world crying in a Costco parking lot are just like,
I failed.
Yeah.
Failed trad wife. I'm a fail. Well, it's interesting. So this has all been coming to a head this week because have you heard of Ballerina Farm?
No, give me like,
Okay.
is this an account?
So yes, her name is Hannah Nealman. And she runs this farm with her husband. They have 9 children. Okay.
Same.
She's just popping out babies. And first of all, more power to her. The thought of popping out 9 babies is not great to me.
That
But also
my non-existent uterus.
Yes. And it is like we could go on a different tangent a different day about what it feels like to be postpartum even 2 years later. But she's basically doing that almost every year, if not every other year. Think about that. That is so tough on your body.
You're not pregnant for like what, 3 months a year?
Yeah. And you're probably consistently breastfeed. She's probably breastfeeding. She, like your body is never getting that break. And she was a professional ballerina.
Okay.
And then essentially she quit being a ballerina to move onto this farm with her now husband, Daniel, and they run this ballerina farm.
This is the one whose dad like started JetBlue?
Yes, he started JetBlue. Yeah, his dad started JetBlue. He's like a co-founder, I think. And she did an interview this week. Hannah did, because there was a book that came out this spring called Yesteryear, and it's by Carol Claire Burke. And it was essentially it was cultural satire about trad wives and all about just kind of that facade of social media and how these influencer moms have all these, like you said, all these people working behind the scenes. And now she did say they brought in a teacher and a teacher's assistant. So they do have homeschool going on there.
So I don't have a nanny, but I have somebody watching my kids and responsible for their safety and education for about 8 to 9 hours a day.
Questionable about the hours a day, but yes, there is someone there teaching.
And then there's other people helping run the business that you are the main face of, and they are not the face of.
Yes.
But it's okay because you're a woman of the people who is doing everything. I don't compute.
Welcome to the culture.
Okay. These are not normal people.
These are not normal people. And in the book Yesteryear, the main character is at Harvard and then she drops out to go start this farm. Hannah was a Juilliard trained dancer, dancing in New York City, drops that to go move and start the farm. Anyway, clearly the parallels are there. Whatever. She responded to this whole conversation online saying that, Yesteryear is based on her life. And in the interview that she did this week, or that came out this week, I should say, the interviewer says, let's talk about Yesteryear. You haven't read it, right? Her response, Hannah's response is, I know what's going on.
First of all, what a leading question.
What a leading question.
What a leading question. And so I'm starting to teach a little bit of journalism to some of these counselors, so many of them want to be sports broadcasters. And the conversation we had today was about follow-up questions, how you do them, and the importance of them. That is not something that you just oh yeah, that thing is not an answer to a question.
Right. And then the follow-up was, what do you think about the speculation that you inspired the main character?
Okay.
She said, I've had an online presence for enough time to know that people like to be entertained. I've been the butt of jokes and reels that I've seen. It didn't really surprise me. I think it just comes with the eyes. There's so much discourse, oh my gosh, it's such a big family and there's no way that she can be doing this. So it was all these ideas are bubbling up into this fictional, entertaining book about trad wives. I'm surprised it didn't come sooner, honestly. That's her response.
At no part in that does she acknowledge whether or not she sees the parallels, what she thinks about the parallels, if she has even read the book or not, which no one, if that much conversation was happening, oh, you're just like this main character, I'm going to read the book.
And that's why there is this feeling of a little bit of, I don't know. I know that you probably have dealt with this many a time. I've dealt with this so many times where you have someone say, hey, can I get the interview questions in advance? And you just have to wonder, were these pulled together that way? What was the dynamic behind even securing the interview? Because she did an interview with some other magazine back in 2024. And I think it was an article in UK and they did a full feature on her and it just was not glowing. And I think probably since then they have taken a step back maybe. And
because she doesn't have media to get her messages out now. She has really a larger platform than most news publications.
I'm trying to find the one. Oh, here. So when we talk about the nanny thing and they ask her about, the children and whatever, and one of these questions says, compared to other developed countries, mothers in the U.S. have far less social support. Many women don't have paid leave and struggle to pay for childcare. What would you like the government to do to support them on a more macro level? She says, I'll keep it on our territory, what we're doing with our employees in our workplace. I think the employees at Ballerina Farm know that family comes first. That's something that they see in Daniel, that's her husband, and I. Okay, we're at football games, we'll respond to you later. That's very much reciprocated from us to them. Daniel's dad was the founder of JetBlue, and one of his things that he pioneered that I loved was the call center was mostly all moms who were at home. He gave many mothers opportunities to work from home, which I loved. Feels just like a deflect.
A very well-trained deflection.
Yes.
That. You my little journalism radar is oh, that's a politician answer. You great PR training. A lot of people need it. But again, what the question was there and you aren't answering it. But
right. The journalist, the follow-up pushback is, okay, so that's what's going on at Ballerina Farm. Wouldn't you like to see that on a macro level from our government, from
you can apply that to your employees. How do you, people always say, oh, I don't want to weigh into politics or whatever. Everything is inherently politics. Paid family leave is a thing that is highly discussed. It's a policy that people are discussing. I have friends that work in that space and all of those things. So to be I'm not going to get political. I'm totally support people saying, hey, in my world, this is what this looks like. But at the same time, if you don't want to answer a question, this is the pet peeve. If there is a question I'm asking you that you just don't want to answer, I would 9 times out of 10 prefer you say, no comment. I don't want to get into that territory. I'm not educated enough to get into this. I haven't formed a really great opinion. But if you're still giving me an answer that has nothing to do with it, I am quietly fuming.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think I was trying to find while you were saying that the thing that she said about raw milk, because
raw milk. Let's go.
There was something about raw milk in here, because there was a batch at their farm because they were selling raw milk that essentially was flagged for bacteria. Yikes. Yikes. Where is funny. It?
And I know like these things, we test products for things. Like
I know. And it's like, and isn't it crazy to feel that when you say that now, it feels like you're getting political because of the current way that our administration is working with Health and Human Services. I mean, that anything having to do with science right now feels inherently political. And that's the tough part as I think journalists, as moms. And I would say I would consider myself, I'm a step back journalist. I use my journalism skills in other ways now. And I'm like, I don't know if there's any way to not inherently be political in this climate. Like if you have an opinion on quite literally anything, like having an opinion on raw milk, somebody could take that as being like anti RFK Jr. Think about that. Isn't that crazy?
And then
like anti beef tallow, like,
which honestly just makes me upset as like a vegetarian, because I'm like, great, now I can't have these fries anymore.
Correct.
So that was my political stance on beef tallow, which is like, I'm sure it tastes delicious, but like fast food fries are usually the saving grace for vegetarians in a lot of those cases.
Yes.
And that has been
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
Oh, that was my first thought. I was like, I am upset at this trend specifically for that reason. But question for you, as a mom, when you're getting all of this information incoming and you're seeing these influencers on your feed and you're trying to decide what to do, I mean, with your son, how to raise, what foods to give your husband and your son, how do you sort through it? It's just too much.
It is too much. And I think that there are a couple of things I do. One, I always go back to, and again, this could be taken as inherently political, but I don't think it is. I think it's just knowing that I don't know everything. And I always circle back to the experts. It's the same thing I did as a journalist. You circle back to the people who have done the research and who have taken the time to sort it out for you. I mean, I think there's a lot of, for some reason, social media has created this distrust of science and scientific papers. Explain that to me. I don't understand. I don't understand why.
I have a whole, data can be read in a lot of ways. For me, this appears most in my algorithm as like gym and fitness content, like people like on TikTok and stuff with like a research paper behind them being like, this proves everything I'm about to say. You did not link me the article. Maybe like give me more context. Having read a research paper does not make you an expert, nor does it make you.
And you didn't do the research. That's what gets me. I saw a great TikTok the other day and it was like, oh, you're doing your own research. It was a joke. Oh, you're doing your own research. Which paper did you publish? Like how many years did you go to school? And I get it. Everybody can make their own choices. As a mom, everybody has the autonomy to make their own choices. But there are certain things that I didn't do research on sunscreens. I didn't do that research. So therefore, why am I going to decide that giving my child watermelon is actually a better alternative?
That's a thing.
That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. That there is a thread on these kind of, you've heard of like the term like crunchy mom.
No, actually, I mean, I know crunchy, but I didn't know we apply that to mothers.
Yes. Crunchy. It's interesting because all of these things are kind of in tandem. So like the crunchy mom lifestyle, the trad wife thing, the anti-vax community. It's all kind of and I'm not saying they're all that way. There are some trad wives who I don't want to call them trad wives, but there are some women who are posting trad wife content who could be considered incredibly liberal and incredibly pro-vax and all of these things. Like these are not things that happen all together.
Mom is not inherently
correct.
A political side.
Yes. Correct. I think that the trad wife culture has created this sense that, oh, if you are a trad wife, then you must be like a very conservative Republican, which I don't think those things go together. I think it's just you commonly see that type of content. That's just the type of content that it is. And so, point being, crunchy mom means that you want to mostly feed your kid whole foods. You're trying not to do like processed foods, no sugar. It's very like health forward. Some are very anti-vax or maybe science. What's the word? My brain is melting.
And I hear a lot of money, a lot of time finding these specialized products.
Mm-hmm. And it is product, it's marketing.
And like on your behalf, I'm just like, I feel like you're getting a message in all of your feeds, in all of these like mommy blog worlds, that you are being a bad mother unless.
Yes. And then you feel, and it's to your point about, oh, I fed my husband this organ meat and then I probably poisoned him. And then now I have to take the kid to Costco and I have failed because I'm feeding him pizza. But I think to answer your question, what I have realized is there's a lot of noise and I have to do what feels good to me. And I tend to try to live somewhere in between. There are no foods that are off limits at our house. Did I follow recommendations from pretty much every healthcare provider that I not give my child like dedicated sugar for the first year and a half? Yeah, like I think there's a line. I'm not exclusively feeding my child date sugar and unprocessed foods now. The kid had a bag of Cheez-Its in the stroller earlier. But, but at the same time, I also make most of his dinner. He eats a lot of vegetables. I'm trying to make sure that he sees that all foods fit. And that's a very dietitian kid like phrase.
That's a very, very like, I remember learning about calories like when I was 10 and that set like not thinking of some foods as good and bad as a young child, like I do think is something I have to fight every single day. Like no food is inherently bad, moderation. And it's something that I'm like actively teaching kids now who the body image stuff is a whole different rant. But oh my God.
Social media. Talk about noise. I mean, the noise on social media for all of these kids. I have a dog that has wandered down here, which is never a good sign. Piper is here. She's hobbly and old now. Do you know she's 11?
Oh my God, I remember when
you believe it? She turned 11. We threw a birthday party. Speaking of feeling like a bad mom, I kind of forgot her birthday 2 weekends ago because it was crazy.
I'm sure that kept Piper up all night because you forgot her 11th birthday because her concept time is that great.
Yeah, and so what did I do? I overcompensated and I made her a birthday cake out of applesauce, peanut butter, Greek yogurt, flour. I made her a homemade birthday cake.
Dog birthday cake.
Yeah, I did. And then I frosted it. Let me find the picture.
This is extra.
It's beyond extra. And this is the point though. It's like, as a mom, you already feel mom guilt. And then when you get the feedback online that you're not doing enough, you're not cooking the right things, you're not feeding your child the right, or your child won't eat certain things, you feel like you failed. And I wish so badly, and I don't know if you've noticed this direction in my content that I share, but I feel like I've started to just share loosely because I never want a mom to come to my page and think, wow, she has it all so pulled together. Because most days I am like running on 0 or 5 out of 10. And it's not because I am not enjoying myself. It's not because I don't love being home with him. It's just that being a parent is some days really, really hard. Being a default parent is some days really, really hard. And what I mean by default parent is my husband is working. This is my trad wife. My husband is working. I'm home with the child and he's working these long hours. And for us, it was not necessarily we want Sam to be home because that's her role. It's, hey, this is the situation we're in right now. My husband works this crazy job and he's working long hours. He's building a practice. He's in the early infant stages of his physician career. And we can't work 2 big jobs at the same time and parent children. So how are we going to do this?
To give you credit that you're currently not giving yourself, I remember when you were the main breadwinner in your relationship.
Thank you.
That was it was a good 5 or 6 years that
Yeah.
and I knew from day one that was like your guys' mentality. It's like, we pick each other up in the moments that we need it.
Yeah.
I will support when you need me. And perfect example today. You poisoned your husband, who is now real meat. And as a result, you're just like, I'm going to pick up a little bit more.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And let me tell you what, I'm in the car with my child in the parking lot and I'm sitting there and I'm like, what can I bring him that he will be able to eat on the way home? As I'm like with Gemini trying to diagnose my poor husband and his organ meat intolerance. I'm like, this is just what happened. But to your point, yes, we pick each other up. The income thing for us is, yeah, there are phases and there are going to be moments of our married life where he, brings home the bag. And there were moments that we really loved to say, I had my sugar mama era and I loved it. And it was very fun. And I'm really happy every single day to be able to say that I can prioritize. It's really important to me to prioritize this first couple of years for Teddy and for any future kids that we have. I really feel led and called from a higher power to be involved day to day. It's just how I didn't realize I was going to feel that way. And I felt that way. So there are parts of this trad wife culture that I think are really beautiful. And I may get knocked for saying that. I think there's an emphasis on returning to what you value within your own home. And that's not meant as a political statement. It's not meant as women should be in the home. It's meant as your influence and your sphere of influence is generally directly right around you. The people who are going to remember you and who are going to be impacted by you are in your immediate circle. And so sometimes in a world that is so loud, and especially in a world of social media where you feel like you have to impact people who are strangers, like that reminder that sometimes the people directly around you are most important is, I think, what I realized when I had a child. And so that's a sappy way to say I'm in my trad era.
All of my female friends are like, I'm going to meet my future partner at a running club. And I'm like,
yeah, the thought of meeting a partner at a running club, I'm like, I would always be worried on a first date that I would be like, get nervous and like break a sweat or like, like imagine showing up to run club and being like, I am just going to sweat. I just am so curious though to get your take on the like being single. And you said something that I think we need to tease out, which is if the date goes bad or the hookup goes bad. And those are two related but different things. What if one person is looking for a hookup and what if one person is looking for like their
did you
forever
not know
partner?
That the apps ask you like to specify?
I don't. The last time I was on the apps, to be clear, was like 2017. So I think it was like right at the beginning of Bumble.
Yes.
And so it was very much in the infant phase of like, you were just meeting
that
up
is
with
when
someone.
they were good. It was like, here's the people around you. You chat with them. There was no like, you weren't assuming that everybody's best friends were on the. Oh, that's the other thing. Friends will take the phones and match for people and then like chat for you. And
I've done that.
Yeah, but then you think you're getting this like cool person, and then you're like, oh, you don't have words.
It's just married old me.
It's just married.
it's just trad wife Sam.
But yes, the apps now ask you like your dating intentions.
That's good. I mean, it's.
No, you're gonna lie. Everyone lies.
Do they though? Do you lie?
All of us lie because it's not a one size fit all.
What do you lie? Like, what do you say? Like, if you say you want to date,
it's like open to. It's like looking for fun or casual, however they phrase it, and then it's like serious but open to not serious, only looking for serious, only looking for non-serious.
It's just complicated.
And there's all these little categories, and then everyone's going to lie because it's like, hey, if this is a hot person with no personality, maybe I'm not going to want them in my I want a deep and meaningful relationship with you category. But we've got great physical and romantic chemistry. And so for me, some people be like, oh, Tinder's a hookup app. Hinge is more like meet your future partner. I am going to like a Hinge marriage in a month. Like these things happen. For the record, I've also been to a Grindr marriage. Like that is what I've learned from dating apps, which is however you make the introduction is like the app gets you to an introduction to somebody that you might not have interacted with. The apps no longer really do that. It feels so tailored to what they think I want or what they think will keep me on the app that I'm not getting people like it's very much so. It's like they'll give you one person that they know from the app. It gets a lot of swipes and attention, and they'll like raise them to the front like for your first 2 or 3 swipes. And then you're like, oh, clearly more of this is going to happen. It's like literally what Pavlov did to dogs.
It's it's like the algorithm mentality of every other social media platform that keeps you on it or coming back and looking for the dopamine hit. And it's that exact same thing, but in a dating app, and you're trying to find someone to have a relationship, like an actual relationship with.
Correct. And it is, for the record, I've also done stories on like professional matchmakers, people that spend like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 for people to match with them. I have been put on those Rolodexes as like an option for like, I'm not going to pay $4,000, but hey, if you've got somebody who has that kind of money and they are looking, like, sure, put me in the rotation. But I think all of these different apps is just like a very real representation of desperation. And
that's so sad that it's gone that way, because you would think it would be, I mean, I would think for someone like you who's like working and you're working odd hours, or you're up at summer camp and you're like in the mountains somewhere, like being able to hop on an app and like find a date is such a great like innovation of technology. But then for it to not actually work or play out, I mean, I remember being disappointed by almost every single date I ever went on, even at the inception of some of those.
However first dates come about, they are probably just going to be bad. Like a bad first date, I don't think there's a correlation between a bad first date and how you met the person.
True.
But I do think if you're going to the gym and just like, all right, I need an app to tell me who's the hotties around here, and I'm gonna, but it's that's
so you're not gonna meet anyone at Run Club is what would you do the High Rocks thing where it's like you can opt into the dating app part of it while you're competing there? The idea being that like you have these things in common and you have the same lifestyle. Would you do it?
No, because I don't want somebody whose identity is like to go on one of those apps. I feel like fitness has to be like a top 2 or 3 priority of how you see yourself or part of your identity. I like food and I like to work out. I'm working out 4 or 5 times a day. I got like 22,000 steps yesterday. Running around this camp, there's a lot of hills.
I bet.
But and like that's just important. I keep up with it. I have trainers. But at the same time, that's not going to be the basis. If that's the basis for my relationship, if somebody gets a broken leg, if like what are we? Also, I want somebody who is a compliment to me, not me. Actually, one of the icebreaker questions somebody asked me the other day was like, would you date yourself? My answer was 100%, no questions, absolutely not. One of me is too much.
It's true though. Having a balance is like the most important thing. I mean, I can't imagine dating someone. I could not date myself. I would drive myself crazy.
No, I would look. I mean, like all this, like, look, it's great. I'm awesome. I think I'm fantastic. There's no issue with that. But the world is good with one Adam. And
nobody needs 2 of Sam bedtime routines. Like the bedtime routine is too lengthy.
No,
we don't need 2 of those.
I want to learn.
Yeah, but what do you use now?
Honestly, Tinder and Hinge.
Tinder's still around. It's still like the thing.
I don't know if it's like the thing, but people are still like, right, with every social app, if there's people on it, then it's a good app. Like, or it's not inherently, but you know what I'm saying? Like it needs people. There's still people, and especially I found in like less big communities, you like New York's, LA's have their own beasts, but a town like Asheville or Charleston or wherever I am, that I think is like, you want to go to the thing everybody knows. Like there's like Tinder's still kind of the Kleenex in my mind. Hinge is also, but I'm not going on Hinge thinking I'm gonna, like, I have a day off next week. I would love to be able to have an adult conversation with a drink with another gay identifying person that has nothing to do with kids. Like, that would be fun. And I'm trying to use the apps for that purpose right now. It's not working. The matches I'm getting are creepy as heck. Like, the also, nobody has decorum. Like, the first, like, don't lead with, like, overtly sexual introductions. You don't know me.
Ugh.
You don't know what I'm comfortable with. And then
Yeah, I
all
don't
the
like that.
apps, like the Grinders of the world, I haven't touched in a minute, but they're run over with ads. The data and the privacy settings freak the hell out of me. They've reached the point that they're kind of unusable. So my hope, fingers crossed, is that like we burn ourselves to the point that we are pushed to do this. Well, I don't know. Nothing's worked for me. Like, so I'm preaching, like.
So we're gonna just find you the bartender that's like in some hole in the wall Asheville bar, and he's gonna
wearing like
slide a drink down. Oh,
There's that-
absolutely.
Yep.
Lumberjack vibes. It's gotta be lumberjack vibes.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Like maybe is out there milking a cow, you're drinking the raw milk. I'm here for this
I
storyline for
wouldn't
you.
drink raw milk for love.
What does it say if they're holding a fish?
Okay, first of all, why are you on a gay dating app holding a fish?
Have you ever seen a gay dating app? Really? On
Yeah.
a gay dating, you've seen
All the
someone holding a fish?
All the time. Way more than people would. Like,
I'm shook.
what are you trying to prove to me by and I think it's this weird,
I'll
like,
take you fishing?
I think it's like, I'm not any gay, I'm a masculine gay. And I'm like, the fish doesn't make you masculine. That is not, holding a fish the size of your kneecap does not impress me. I too can find a fish. If I go fishing for 6 hours, I hope as hell I'm going to catch something to hold up. And then you're covering, and then it's like, yes, the fishes.
Someone explain the fish to masculinity pipeline to us, please, because that, and I would imagine too, within like the gay identifying community, the subject of masculinity, like this probably is like a whole other episode, but like the subject of masculinity itself is a hot topic.
My hot take on that as we close out in the tease for maybe a future episode is I think that gays can be the most toxic. Have you heard of Mask for Mask?
No.
Do you know when I say that, do you know what that means? So
No.
like masculine, it's essentially a guy will put that in a dating, whatever kind of profile
okay.
to indicate that they're not interested in effeminate men. And when I read that, sometimes I'm like, okay, maybe you didn't think past this and like you're just thinking superficially. But then there's that second layer of what is the internal hate of the whatever feminine aspects of your life. Like, I have an X and Y. So does every other guy. Like, there is an inherent feminine side to every guy. Like, the beauty of drag is exploring another part of that identity. I don't understand why you are trying to like first of all, just if you're not,
what are we trying to prove?
Why are you putting that in your bio? Like, if you're not attracted to somebody, if they're not, like, types are great. I do understand having a type. Like, there's certain types of people I gravitate towards, but just saying I only care if you're masculine just shows to me that your concept of masculinity is muscles and sports.
This isn't your sphere technically, but do lesbians do the same thing? Like
relationships make no sense to me. I will.
we need to bring on an outside source. But I wonder, is there a masculine, feminine, obviously there are masculine identifying lesbians, feminine identifying lesbians, but
the butch high femme thing is something
yes, those are better words.
And I do think there's people like I have had lesbian friends say, oh, I usually date more high femme women.
Would they put that in their bio?
I don't think so.
In the way that men are?
I think they will just internally be like, this is the kind of person like that I like. And like this, all the like lesbians in my life that I have had, amazing friends, they always talk about like the energy in the clique. Actually, I'm always so impressed with how unsuperficial and like physically minded like they are. Like when a lesbian friend tells me that they have a crush, it's very rarely been like, oh my God, they're so
A
hot and they're
physical
stunning.
thing,
It's
yeah.
like they'll say they're beautiful or I love their style. And maybe that's just like the 3 or 4 friends that I had these conversations with. But it's always like, oh, I felt a connection. We had this amazing conversation. I'm like, that's dope. But I love that you're at least coming to the energy. Like if I'm talking to a gay man about like a date he's excited about, the first thing I know he's going to do, show me a picture of the guy, talk about the attributes that they find very hot or attractive.
It is like a physical versus emotional connection. And I think you really nailed that. And I obviously I come from a heteronormative marriage, and I think a beautiful heteronormative marriage. And my husband, I would say, is very like masculine. Yeah, he's very attractive. I think we both agree. Kind of like, and I, but he's also like a very soft person and not necessarily in like an emotional nurturing way, but in just like in a kind way that I think sometimes some men don't feel like they can show. And I know that a lot of when I have talked to my friends who are in similar relationships or similar marriages and they feel like they're not having that emotional response, it's because they don't feel like maybe their husband or their boyfriend or their partner seeing them on that like deeper emotional level or connecting with them on that level. And I think that's to your point about women in like exclusively female same-sex relationships, they're getting that off the jump. And sometimes you don't get that in a heteronormative relationship or in a man-to-man relationship. And we could deep dive on this for a very long time. We need to find the source material to bring next time. These are just like our personal feelings. Let's hit some good news before we close it out, because I love that we do this. I love that we take a moment to like just share something good. It just sets me off in a great way for the rest of the day. This one, when I put it in our notes for this podcast, I said, this is like dark happy. It's just like dark good news.
But it was all my favorite options for the record.
Oh, it's a really, really good one.
Oh no.
You look frozen.
You froze and then I froze. Keep going.
Okay, you're back. Okay. This one is called, the title is Woman with Brain Cancer Finds Out MRI Results with Gender Reveal Cake, Stable or Growth. This, and the screen grab is treating my MRI results like a gender reveal. And she has this cake and it's got like, for anyone who's seen or been to a gender reveal, it's the cake and it's like the outside is pink and blue and the inside is whatever the baby's gender is. And so I'll just read at the top of it. A woman is lightening the weight of her brain cancer journey with some social media-based levity. On May 17th, London, England content creator Abby Feltham posted her MRI results on Instagram during treatment for, I'm not going to be able to say this cancer, oligodendroglioma, a rare aggressive form of brain cancer. So in this video, she says that she and her boyfriend are going to reveal the test results in a way that countless couples do on social media. She says, "Hi, tumor. I'm the owner of the brain you're currently living in." So they're talking to like the baby, which is her brain tumor. And they like cheerfully greet this brain tumor. And blue means the tumor stable. They get to relax till her next scan, which is 3 months later. Pink would mean that it's growing. And obviously she's going to have to do more chemo. They close their eyes and then there's cake, and they do the thing that every couple does where they like put the little champagne or the wine glass into the cake and they pull it out. It's like, yay, it's blue. It's like,
but that's with gender reveals, I never understand, like, you're gonna be excited because you're having a kid, no matter what the gender is.
Well, you would think some people are not, but yes. Correct. That would be the correct response.
Well, I like that this is a gender reveal with stakes. Which is dark.
So dark. But you know what? She basically says she has a lot of content. She does a lot of content on this, but she said that the stress of this, obviously, like, what is she going to do? She's like, if it's stable or it's growing, like I have to deal with it either way. But this helps me cope. This helps me like finding the humor in it. And it clearly, I mean, I got millions of views. People resonate with that because it's like, I think sometimes if you get bogged down in the reality of something and it's so scary, clearly this is the scariest of things. And she's so brave for just fighting it. And to be able to say, I'm going to choose to like see the humor in it regardless, no matter what. And because if I'm not laughing, I'm crying, and I'd rather be laughing.
Facts.
I'd rather be laughing. So yeah, good news. Her tumor is stable. And
I didn't read that part to the article, so I was kind of like, ooh, I should have read that part first.
They both are like, stable. It's like the sweetest thing. Because you like, when you get we didn't do gender reveal with Teddy, but we just like greedily opened the email. But when it
comes out an email? Did not know that.
Yeah, that's like a whole thing. So anyway, point being, we opened the email, and we didn't expect it to be that easy, but it was that easy. And the thought of them sending off her MRI results to like a friend who then had to call a baker, because that's what you do with the gender reveal. You have to hand it to a trusted person. They send it off to the bakery, and then the bakery has to keep the secret. Like, it is, I just hats off to her, because she is doing the Lord's work in making us laugh given her circumstance. And man, I just hope, it sounds like it's a really rare form of brain cancer, and God bless her. I hope she stays healthy for a very, 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 very long time, because we need more of this.
Yes, please.
Show us that we should laugh when we really should be crying.
Yes, please. All the time. I can't think of a better note to end on. Laugh or cry. Feel a lot of things this week.
Yeah. And I'm going to go probably cry in a corner now.
Yay!
That also made me a little sad. No, I'm very happy for her. But yes, we have to laugh. Otherwise we will cry.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I know Teddy's about to wake up. So it is time. Sam, until next time.
Until next time, my friend.
Bye.
I love ya. Stay safe.